Just in case there was still any doubt about how seriously Tesla is pursuing their new battery electric heavy trucking division, Elon Musk has announced a $3.6 billion Gigafactory expansion for dedicated Tesla Semi mass production and 4680 cell manufacturing in Sparks, Nevada. But you might be surprised by what this means for the future of the company. In a blog post that first appeared on January 24th, Tesla writes, quote, "We will be investing over $3.6 billion more to continue growing Gigafactory Nevada, adding 3,000 new team members and 2 new factories. A 100 gigawatt hour 4680 cell factory with capacity to produce enough batteries for 1.5 million light-duty vehicles annually, as well as our first high-volume semi-factory." They also released a pre-produced video of Elon's presentation to Gigafactory workers on the Tesla YouTube channel to accompany the announcement. And if that wasn't fascinating enough, Tesla included a brand new rendering of Giga Nevada, the OG Giga 1, and this image promises to finally live up to the original dream that was born a decade ago. Elon Musk called it a sneak peek of what the factory will look like post-expansion. We all remember the first renderings of Gigafactory 1, the monolithic diamond structure set amongst the peaks and valleys of the Nevada desert. It promised to be the largest building in the world, self-sustaining on renewable energy from a solar panel roof that could swallow up half a dozen city blocks. What we have right now, all of these years later, is a weird L-shaped Tetris block of a building sitting on a giant empty footprint with a few hodgepodge solar arrays stuck to the top. It's about 30% the size of the envisioned product. But the Tesla Semi and the 4680 battery cell now promise to turn all of that around and finally bring Giga Nevada into the rightful place as an American manufacturing hub of the 21st century, adding an additional 4 million square feet of production floor. We know that since the first deliveries of the Tesla Semi rolled out to the eager arms of the Frito-Lay and PepsiCo operations, there have been about 3 dozen units put into the service so far. Those semis have been manufactured at a secretive Tesla facility just up the road from Giga Nevada. Now, we say that because according to an October 2022 article from Teslarati, the initial semi-production has been kept extremely under wraps. Even existing Tesla employees from the Gigafactory were forbidden from any knowledge about what went on inside the semi-plant. And that trend of secrecy has continued when it comes to the Tesla Semi. We still don't really know any critical details about the vehicle, such as the size and specifications of the battery pack, the vehicle weight, or even the current selling price. But at the same time, it's not so surprising that Tesla would play this one close to the chest. Electrified heavy trucking is an emerging industry with a massive potential for growth over the next decade. If we're actually going to follow through with saving the planet, that means we need to convert every single diesel-burning vehicle into an electrified equivalent. And as of right now, Tesla has a preposterously gigantic leg up on their closest competition, with significantly higher specs for range, efficiency, and power than any other battery electric truck on the market. But first, let's touch on what might be coming from this new semi-gigafactory. This is a pretty big deal. Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo specifically touted the new semi-factory in his inaugural State of the State speech on January 23rd. And this was even a big enough deal to get a low-key mention from President Joe Biden's administration. Now, they obviously didn't say the word Tesla because that's not part of Biden's dialogue tree, but the White House infrastructure chief, Mitch Landrieu, did tell the press this announcement is the latest in more than $300 billion in private sector investment in clean energy and semiconductor manufacturing announced since the president took office. It will create more than 3,000 good-paying jobs in Nevada, helping America lead in clean energy manufacturing, strengthening our energy security, and ultimately lowering costs for families. Now, credit where it's due. The Democrats' Inflation Reduction Act certainly lends a lot of support to what Tesla is trying to accomplish here. That includes a $40,000 tax credit every time a company buys one Tesla Semi, and a significant tax incentive to any company that manufactures battery cells and modules in the United States. And Tesla does exactly that. So, thanks, Biden. Anyways, it's obvious that the state government and the federal government were already hip to the plan for the Gigafactory expansion. They both talked about it before Tesla even released the official blog post. So, this has been in the works for some time. And that lends a lot of credibility to an Electrek report from October 2022 that said Tesla was finally going to expand Gigafactory Nevada. So, shout out to Steady Freddy for getting it right yet again. According to the report, Tesla is going to start the expansion with new construction of the 4680 line at Section C, which is adjacent to the Panasonic wing of the factory. This is part of a giant footprint that is supposed to be reserved for cell manufacturing. And, according to the same original floor plan, there is still a massive undeveloped footprint adjacent to the Tesla side of the operation that is reserved for future manufacturing. So, that should be our new semi-factory, according to the latest rendering. This is the corner of the building where Tesla intends to put that fancy grand entranceway. Moving on to the second half of the Nevada Gigafactory announcement. 100 gigawatt hours of 4680 cell manufacturing. At their current pace, this factory is already producing about 35 gigawatt hours annually of 2170 format cells and putting them into battery packs for the Model 3 and Model Y. They also build the drive units for every American-made Tesla, so now we're talking about a more than 3 times ramp up in capacity with Tesla's brand new cell format, a design that they have so far been deeply struggling with over the past 2 years to master. The upshot here is that the cell manufacturing to date at Giga Nevada has been handled by Panasonic, and this was the plan from the get-go, that Tesla and Panasonic would work together to create the largest battery cell manufacturing plant in the entire United States. And that turned out to be very successful. So that leads us to wonder if this new 4680 plant will continue the trend of cooperation between the veteran Japanese cell makers at Panasonic and the upstart American designers, or will Tesla continue to go it alone with the 4680? That will be interesting to see. Panasonic has already announced that they will construct their own Gigafactory in a state just north of Texas, specifically to manufacture Panasonic 4680 cells. So they must feel pretty confident that they will get the design right. And what does that mean for the Tesla Semi? Right now, the vehicle is not using the latest 4680 cell. There are a couple of likely reasons for that. One, the Semi was designed back in 2017 before the 4680 cell even existed, so instead of going back to the drawing board and rebuilding the architecture, Tesla just followed through with the original plan for the first production semis. And two, like we touched on earlier, volume production of the 4680 has so far been limited. But if the new plan is to build a Tesla Semi factory and a 4680 factory simultaneously in the exact same location, then it would stand to reason that this new Gigafactory edition of the Semi will roll out equipped with the 4680 cell. Now, what kind of production volume are we expecting from this new factory? That's a very good question. We know that the existing Semi manufacturing line has been reported to have a capacity of about 5 trucks per week, and sounds about right for what we've seen so far. There are reportedly 36 trucks in service for Pepsi in California over the past 2 months. On a Q3 earnings call in October 2022, Elon Musk gave his prediction for Tesla Semi volume over the next 2 years, saying, "We'll be ramping up Semi production through next year, as I think everyone knows at this point, it takes about a year to ramp up production." So we expect to see significant, we're tentatively aiming for 50,000 units in 2024 for Tesla Semi in North America, and obviously will expand beyond North America. So that's a bit vague still, but if we set the target at 50,000 units in 2024, it's ambitious, but within reason if we look at what Tesla has been able to achieve in the very recent past. The Austin Gigafactory, for example, was able to live up to expectations and reach its final form as one of the largest buildings in the world. I think it's in the top 3 for sure, but the point is that took about a year and a half to build. And same with Giga Berlin, which is smaller, but required more effort such as deforestation and dealing with local regulators, but still came together in about a year and a half. Based on that, if Tesla were to break ground today, which they probably will if they haven't already, then I don't see any reason why they can't have this Gigafactory expansion project finished by the end of this year. And then, like Elon says, and we've seen with the 2 previously mentioned factories, it takes about a year to ramp up production. So I think that Elon might actually be correct in the sense that Tesla could very well hit a run rate of 50,000 semis per year by the end of 2024 with this new factory. I can't imagine they'll actually build 50,000 trucks in 2024, but we've been proven wrong in the past many times. Anyway, that's a pretty awesome glimpse at what the future of the Tesla Semi might look like, something to look forward to. In the meantime, we've still got another year or 2 of really hard work to get there. There are definitely going to continue to be hurdles along the way. There will inevitably be more breakdowns and technical issues that need to be ironed out. We'll learn a lot about the real-world performance of these trucks. Do they live up to expectations? Are they only good for hauling potato chips? Will they ever be able to drive autonomously as advertised? I don't know, but I'm pretty excited to find out. So let us know in the comments here what you're most excited to see from the Tesla Semi as the company works towards ramping these things up and making them a bigger part of the US supply chain. I'm sure everyone is being reasonable and civil down there. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up today if you liked it. That is so important for getting our content out to more people. If you enjoy the content, then you'd probably also enjoy our weekly newsletter, so sign up with the link down below at theteslaspace.com. A huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters who are listed on the screen now. You help us make the best content we can, and we really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.